You took 4 runs or 5 runs of the 47th over and the 48th over. I mean, मैं क्या बोलूं? What else do you want me to say? How do you expect to win a match if you feel it is okay to take 4 runs or 5 runs of the penultimate over of a match? Yeah, what are you talking about? And then you want to say the dew came in, that's why you lost? Bullshit. You didn't lose because the dew came in. You lost because you didn't have an idea. It's very simple. Everyone has an idea as to how much a pitch can take. India versus South Africa, ODI 2 was probably as exciting, if not more exciting than ODI 1. Unfortunately, India went on to the losing side, but you've got to admit the right side won today. There was absolutely nothing wrong with South Africa winning. There's no taking it away from how hard they fought and how intelligently they approached the innings. I mean, just a small, reading into the game is just see the way how Aiden Markram celebrated his century. It was clearly no, ulterior motives, no messages to be sent, no kisses in the air. It was just in the day at the office. I'm not saying that people who do kiss in the air don't have a day in the office or they didn't have it for 53 days. But what I'm saying is, it was very clear what the objective was. The objective was to win the game of cricket for South Africa, and that's what he went about doing. Um, I think a lot is going to be said, and probably Markram has already gotten the man of the match, if I'm not wrong. But definitely, the man of the match for me was once again, just like last time, Bretsky. He kind of held the whole innings together, and you could see that he's in number four, whom everybody will bat around. And when time comes, he also will keep up with the rate. But he's the number four that everybody's going to bat around. I just loved the way the South Africans went about the chase, be it in the opening where they tried to get off to a good start. I know Decock couldn't quite pull it off, but that was the understanding. Then when Bavuma comes in, it's very clear he knows what he can do, what he can't do. What he can do is get the singles going over there, convert the ones into twos, and get the occasional boundary. Aiden Markram is a really classy act. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Sure, you can say that he benefited from a couple of missed chances, but it is the chances that, it is what you do after you get the chances that matters, and he really kind of, used it to his advantage. Um, I thought Babuma's innings also was very good under the circumstances. I know they had almost, 7.5 runs to chase from this beginning, and they just aimed to keep there at 6 and 6 abouts. And you knew that there was a plan. You knew that there was a way they were going to do it, and you knew that they said, okay, my role in the team is to do this, and this other person is going to come in, and that person's role is to do that. And that's exactly the template that they followed. And towards the ending, also, right when Corbin Bosch came in, even in the last match, I really felt Corbin Bosch played a very good hand, of course, but there were too many runs to get, and he ran out of partners. But this time, the 3 or 4 shots that he hit really was the difference between winning and losing over there. The moment it became beneath a runner ball, they stopped taking any risks anymore, which was such sensible cricket. You could imagine. I know there was a game. I think it was a T20 game, if I'm not wrong, India versus Bangladesh, and they also had a similar situation, but Bangladesh went for the glory shots and they lost that game. Very, very famous loss it was, but not this South African team, and that goes to show that the mindset of the South African team is very different. They have a mindset that they're going to win. They have the mindset that they're going to grind it out, absorb the pressure, and do what's necessary to win. It's not about 1 or 2 performances, it's about getting the team across, and that was evidently clear in the way they batted today. It was a really refreshing approach to a batting where every member of the entire team contributed to that same approach. We've seen some glorious chases in the past, but very often those glorious chases happen because of exceptional batting performances. There was nothing exceptional about a batting performance from South Africa today. I mean, sure, Aiden Markram got a century, but there was nothing fantastic about it. It was just a very ordinary, run of the mill thing, and one of them had to get a century, and it so happened to be him. And everybody else kind of pitched in. They all went in the right tempo, and they all went at the right time. You couldn't help but feel that it was a very clearly sought out and a very clear execution strategy of a plan where everybody heard one another, and whoever was going to make the plan, they all heard him out, and they all made sure that they listened to him and followed it to the T. uh, where did India lose the match? KL Rahul apparently was up front, was when he said in the post-match interview that he wasn't really upset because he expected it to lose because of the dew. Excuse number one. I'll say excuse number two was basically when you have two guys who get on a century and then both of them leave right after the century, it kind of undoes a little bit of what has happened because these two batters kind of batted out the entire duration of the innings almost, and then when it came time to kind of put pedal to metal, both of them got out. I'm not saying it's that they didn't do a good job by getting a century. Of course, they did a good job by doing a century, but that's what I'm trying to say again and again and again. A century does not guarantee a win. I don't know when will we get out of this hero mentality that just because you've scored your first century or your 53rd century, that means you've won the game. You've not won the game. Quite clearly, you've not won the game. And the point is, at that time, with 35 overs to go, the field restrictions are there till the 40th over. You shouldn't be playing such extravagant shots. I mean, both the shots that Rituraj Gaikwad and Virat Kohli scored after a century, they weren't playing those kind of shots before scoring the century. So why would you take that kind of risk after scoring the century? Because you feel your job is done? Is that what it is? Well, it's not done, right? It's pretty clear that it is not done. Indians always have this mentality that if you score a century, your job is done. I think this is a hangover from the Sachin days. We are not coming here to just see you score a century, boss. We are coming here to see you win a game of cricket. And to win a game of cricket, you have to understand the dynamics that go into it. Till the 40th over, you have a field restriction where you can't have more than 4 people outside. You need to capitalize on that. You can't have two new batsmen coming in before the 40th over or roundabout there. And where have we lost the match? If I'm being brutally honest, we didn't lose the match because of these both centurions who got out or anything of that sort. We lost the match because KL Rahul and Jadeja did not show enough guts. Bus. Nothing else. We were on track to get close to 370, 380, 390. Without doubt. And thanks to that last over where we got 18 runs, we at least reached 358. If not, we would have been in 325 to 330 mode only. You took 4 runs or 5 runs of the 47th over and the 48th over. I mean, मैं क्या बोलूं? What else do you want me to say? How do you expect to win a match if you feel it is okay to take 4 runs or 5 runs of the penultimate over of a match, yeah? What are you talking about? And then you want to say the dew came in, that's why you lost? Bullshit. You didn't lose because the dew came in. You lost because you didn't have an idea. It's very simple. Everyone has an idea as to how much a pitch can take. What is the right score on this particular pitch? You knew this dew is going to come in. You knew your bowlers are not going to have a grip. So you got to earn 30, 40 runs more or 20, 30 runs more. I mean, it's almost like we learned nothing from our last match. They came really close. They ran us down almost till the last over and then they lost. So this time at least we should be extra careful. This South African team is not like other teams. It's not like you take 3-4 wickets and you've broken the back of it. No. They are batters all the way till number 8, till Corbin Bosch. Even Keshav Maharaj was a decent batter. So you have to know that, na? And if you are scoring 350, 360, dew is going to come in, the batting's going to get easier later on, then how much should you look at scoring? You should at least look at scoring 375, 380 because you were on course to do that. You had 2 centurions who had set you up. You were on course to do that. So then why didn't we do that? Because of two big selection blunders. I want to know. I'm a big fan of Washi. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge fan of Washi. But I want to know what fault has Akshar Patel done that you've decided to remove him from the ODI team? Please answer that question. Why are you giving Washington Sundar a chance and not a proven performer like Akshar Patel? Is he too old? Can he not field? Is he being rested because he's played a lot of matches? What is it? No, what exactly is your reason for not playing Akshar Patel, yeah? He is your spin bowling all rounder in India. Time and again over the last year and a half, he's shown you that he can get you the runs when you need it. Am I saying that Washi cannot get you? No, I'm not saying that. But Washi's failed two innings in a row now. Even in this, okay, sure, you can say he was run out in this innings, but he was one of eight balls, man. He was barely able to make proper contact. Aren't you seeing that in the nets? क्या कर रहे भाई आप nets में? Are you not evaluating if players are able to have a good hit in the net or not? Or have you already decided, net or no net, whether he hits the ball or doesn't hit the ball, the guy is playing? ये है क्या आपका thinking? See, that's why I hate doing these kind of post-match analysis right after the match. I feel you're so raw that sometimes maybe your emotions get the better of you. Maybe tomorrow morning we'll have a better judgment and analysis. But come on, yaar. Now, if I don't talk about Kohli century, everyone is going to be behind my ass saying that I'm anti-Kohli. Listen, there's nothing called me being anti-Kohli, okay? Centuries are good. Centuries define who you are. But centuries don't win matches. That's all I will say. As a set batter, you're batting till the 37th, 38th over. It is your responsibility, man, that you go on till the 45th over. KL Rahul had just walked into bat. Okay, he was not yet making proper contact with the ball. You are the set batter. Sure, you got 100. Ab kyun? Why are you thinking this is not freaking semi-final and that is not Haris Rauf that you're gonna hit a straight shot over mid-on? There's a fielder at long on, boss. At least let the fielder be inside long on that you think you hit a six. इतना ego है क्या? You feel that you're going to take on the fielder and you're going to cross him and you're going to hit off a six. Your wicket is more important, boss, at that time. Does that mean that you shouldn't take risks? Take risks. Nobody's telling you not to take risks. But look what happened when you lost your wicket. It's not about losing wicket or not losing wicket. It's about losing wicket at the wrong time. You take our first time centurion, Ruturaj Gaikwad. क्या हुआ? Right from 70 to 90, he was fantastic. Sure, you got your 100. Big sigh of relief. Big celebration. You think Markram had the celebration? No. You know why Markram didn't have the celebration? Because he wanted to win. Why do you have this kicking in the air, punching the air, kissing your necklace? Kyun? What will happen if you do all of that? You're going to win the match? No, you're not going to win the match. Nobody cares, yeah. That's the whole problem with India nowadays. In India, bloody, everything is hero worship. Everything is celebration. Celebrate once you won the match, na? So did we lose the match in the bowling? No, we didn't lose the match in bowling. They batted really well, let me put it that way. But we definitely lost the match. You'll say fielding, but I'll say not even fielding because even they fielded badly, yeah? There were so many extras the South Africans gave, there were overthrows that they gave, everything of that sort was there. It's not that we can be better than them, and there was a lot of dew on the ground. I'm going to give you that much credit. Even if Jadeja is missing a ball on the boundary, if a guy like Jadeja is doing it, you can imagine the plight of others. So I'm not going to be harsh over there. But you left 25-30 runs out there on the field when you walked out after your 50 overs. And that is ultimately what came back to bite you in the ass. Let's be completely honest. That is the number one problem. And ये यशस्वी जायसवाल, man, यार इसका psyche, I mean, what is the psyche exactly? Shubman Gill is not playing. You've been given a chance. ठीक है? You need to capitalize on that chance. Last match you played Howla. This match also you're playing Howla. Kya hai? What is going on? Not one dhanka shot. Why are you so aggressive, man? It's so obvious. The moment you have three or four dot balls, you'll go for a shot. If I know that, bloody the bowler knows that, yeah, better than me. The bowler knows that better than me. Rohit Sharma, ठीक है, unplayable ball. Not going to deny that. That's fine. Jaiswal threw his wicket away. Kohli threw his wicket away. Ruturaj Jaikwa threw his wicket away. And then who else? This guy who got run out. Thank God he got run out. Else the guy wasn't able to make bat to ball also. Washi. And these Baki two people didn't get out and didn't score runs fast enough. At the end, you scored some runs. ठीक है भाई, I'm not denying that. But yeah, 360, 358 was not a winning score on this pitch. 358 में से 30 runs निकाल ही दो तुम for due. Remove 30 runs for due. How much are you left with? 320. Is 320, 325 a defendable score with your bowling? Where you have Prasidh Krishna in your attack? No, it's not. And if you're in a position to get 370, 380, why would you settle for 350, yeah? That too that you got because of a exceptionally good last over. Because of a couple of sixes in the last over. And let's talk about Prasidh Krishna. What is going on here? I know you got a couple of wickets and stuff. You have your field set up. Okay, this was not one or two balls, but I'm generally talking about. Sometimes I feel like Prasidh Krishna is bowling what his field is not set up now, is bowling according to that. Arey, third man is up, gully is up. I mean, fine leg is up and third man is up. And तुम bouncer डाल रहे हो यार. You have long on back. Why are you putting a bouncer, yeah? In South Africa did not win this match. Okay? South Africa did not win this match. India lost this match. That's all I will say. And what made India lose this match? Three things. One, your ego. All your batsmen got out with ego shots and vanity shots. Two, you had no idea how to capitalize on a very, very good platform. Why? Because you were not fearless. Why were you not fearless? Because if one more wicket fell down, whom do you have? You have Harshit Rana. Harshit Rana is supposed to be a batter who can bowl or a bowler who can bat or whatever it is, but you didn't want to risk him coming. So you played it safe. You played it safe long enough that you lost. Arey, take the risk, yaar. If it comes off, you win, na? Learn something from that England team. And thirdly, why did you lose? Dew. Not because of dew. It's not like this is the first time dew has fallen in India. You know day-night games in winter, there is dew. और क्या है बोलने उसमें लिए? Third thing why you lost is your fielding. Not your fielding, but just the attitude you have towards bowling, you know? Everybody wants to bowl a wicket-taking ball. Why should everybody bowl a wicket-taking ball? Don't you have a plan in mind? Don't you know that, okay, I will put pressure from this end, I'll take a wicket from that end? ऐसा कुछ तो है. Like how you have batting in partnerships, do you have a bowling in partnership concept or not? You clearly don't have a bowling in partnership concept. What is your bowling coach doing, bhai? And what is your batting coach doing? Wearing a sweatshirt and sitting over there. Like two thambe. Come on, man. I can't believe we lost this match.